You've been doing amazing things in art for a while, and you went from doing kind of more surreal type of, would you call it surreal or would you call it real life,
Abstract.
abstract?
Or the wine paintings,
The
or
wine paintings,
would
yes.
be still life, like
Still life.
realism.
Okay,
Still
and
life.
doing that like in a format where you have live audiences often, which to me is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then you made this giant leap into the unknown. So, like the
Right.
unknown meaning large format,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then abstract. So, I would love to know for the people who are kind of listening in and wondering how on earth they could ever make such a leap of faith. What gave you the huevos rancheros, the balls, like really, to take the leap? Like, how did you do that?
Well, I think we might need some wine.
Okay,
Right?
that
Because
sounds great.
I'm painting the taste of wine. So
You
we should
are,
definitely.
absolutely.
I
Okay.
think it's most appropriate.
So tell us about the wine because we are the Wine Siren and
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I chose Hall because they are big art supporters and have a really great art collection and a really cool tasting room that I love to visit.
Fantastic.
And this is a 2013 Merlot, and I'm a believer in Merlots. They're the underdog varietal, so
Absolutely.
I'm into them. And they're big like cabs, and they're juicy and fruity and delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers to you.
Cheers.
I could sit here all day.
Right?
Okay, I'm not
This
leaving
is kind of
now.
like the painting behind us.
Well, so okay, so we're making the big leap, and before we get into this particular piece, because this I'm riveted by, I may strap it to my back and leave with it.
Okay. Right.
It's that beautiful.
Totally.
So tell me about making the jump from doing still life to doing abstract art and large format, which these are two previously unknown to you, right?
Right, totally. Well, I'm classically trained. I've always painted still life, and I'm known for painting wine and wine-related glassware, silverware, restaurant. I've worked in the restaurant industry. I've bartended forever, so I'm very much part of the industry.
Love
and
it.
I have my perspective from the industry is from the industry perspective. So, that's just something I've always painted. Naturally, I love wine and color. So I'm known for painting wine in color. But I guess the hard part of switching is because once you become known for something, you automatically get put into a box.
Yes, you do.
And the expectations that you continue to do what you've always done boxes you in. And so I secretly started doing these little tiny abstracts on the side. So I was painting what I normally paint for shows and things, and then I was doing little 4x4 inch pieces and doing palette knife paintings on scrap pieces of wood and things like that.
Awesome.
And a lot of times I scrape my palette with a razor blade,
Okay.
and I wipe it into a paper towel and throw it away. So at this point I had nothing to lose. I'm like, okay, well, why don't I just get a little canvas, and next time I go to throw it away, I'll scrape it off and I'll stick it to the canvas and I'll make something, I'll just move around the paint and see what happens.
So you get comfortable with this little 4x4 environment, right?
Yes.
Very safe.
Very safe, very secret. I'm not showing them. I have no expectation, no setup, I have no way to fail. I can't fail at it. I'm just experimenting on the side. So I over the course of the year, I end up doing 20 of these things. And so then what starts to happen is I start to put down my paintbrush and use the palette knife in my realism paintings, in my wine paintings.
Oh,
So
wow.
now I'm starting to fuse the two. So the last, my last probably 10 wine paintings are palette knife. And I'm put thick paint and more color, and I'm getting a little more daring,
Love
bringing
it.
it into my realism. And then I finished a huge set. I hung a show, and I'm like, okay, now I can go big. Maybe I should go big on the abstracts. It's a commitment. I have to commit to.
It's a serious commitment because, I mean, you're talking about the investment from your standpoint, right, is going to go up astronomically. I mean, not only time, but materials, the format. How big is a canvas like this?
This is 5 feet by 6 feet.
5 feet by 6 feet.
Yeah. And I wanted to do, if I were going to go big and do it, I needed to buy all the materials, all of the paint, the canvas in a batch and commit to it entirely. So I literally cleared out the studio. There's nothing representational in here at all. I don't want to see a wine glass except for this wine glass.
The one we're drinking. Cheers to that.
And I just want to flush everything I've ever known out and start literally from scratch. Completely uncharted territory. And what I'm doing is painting the taste of wine. So I'm isolating characteristics found in wine, such as cranberry. This is all about cranberry right here.
Wow.
And blueberry and velvet, leather and chocolate and cherry, and just isolating these common characteristics and turning them into large expressionistic
it's beautiful
abstracts.
It's absolutely
and
beautiful.
They're all color. They're color stories. And there's a synesthesia which I had just learned. I didn't realize when I read these characteristics, I see the color. Like I read the words and I see the color. So
Brilliant.
I can see the paintings. So as I'm reading these wine descriptions and I can just see painting after painting after painting. And that was my light bulb moment. I'm like, oh my God, I have all this whole list of titles of words for titling my paintings. Mm-hmm. And boom, light bulb. I'm like, I read these words and I can see the paintings. I can see the whole show.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, you'll never run out of material.
No.
I mean, it's
endless.
What, 600, 400, 600, 400, who knows how many wineries there are just in Northern California, right?
Yeah.
And then the descriptions and the boutiques. And so I'm thinking to myself, while I'm hearing you talk about this, it's like, there's one aspect that's kind of a given, and that's, you're going to have individuals who will want to buy this to put in their living room, to put in their collection, to put, wherever. But then there's this whole other aspect of opportunity, I think, for not only you, but also the wine industry. Maybe I'm Hall Wines and I want to commission you to depict our latest release. And how does that add
live? How
to the
amazing would it be
if you did it
to
live?
do it at the event?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was just talking with Oscar from Luna, which is where I had my exhibit last night.
Love Oscar.
I know.
He's awesome.
Yeah. About smelling the wine, experiencing the wine, painting while I'm holding the wine, and interpreting it literally on the canvas during a party.
That's brilliant. Absolutely.
And
brilliant.
that is 100% definitely would be happy to do that. I can't wait to do that.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so before we wrap this segment up, I would really like people to get those people. So for you out there, if you're sitting on the fence and you want to make this big leap, like do something different, take a chance, take a risk. What's your advice to the people out there? To like, what does it take? What do they have to do?
It is scary. You just have to jump.
Just jump. Just do it
jump,
already.
Man.
Do the Nike thing,
jump.
right?
Seriously. I mean, it all falls into place when you do. When you do commit, everything will fall into place naturally. It's unbelievable. I needed funds to buy all the materials. I had a GoFundMe page halfway written, and I was ready to launch it. And boom, I needed $5,000 to buy the materials in order to execute my vision. If I didn't have the funds, I couldn't execute my vision. You can't open a business if you don't have the capital to launch it, to sustain it. And So boom, I made the decision inside, like, this is what I want to do. This is my next series. Something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Is depart from painting realistic, realism. Just step outside the box of being confined to painting objects or specific things, recognizable things. And so once I made the internal commitment, $5,000 check from an angel. Go get your material.
Just showed up.
I believe in you. Go and get it done. And
Wow.
so now I'm like, okay, well, it's happening. And so now I go to LA.
Uh-huh.
I end up in a photo shoot in an art loft. I paint one of these in like 3 hours. It's just something that's just inside. So it's just this, it's all just now snowballing. And it's,
Wow.
I can feel the undercurrent pulling me in a very strong way. So it's just that internal commitment. And it's very, like, when you're standing on the edge, it's something that you've been thinking about, stirring about, and you're standing on the edge. As soon as you commit to jumping, I always say, if you put one foot in front of the other, the road will literally pave itself under your foot.
Wow.
And you have to be willing to put the foot forward. If you don't put the foot forward, the road won't pave itself. If you put the foot forward and step into the unknown and into the darkness, the road will appear underneath you.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, how do people get a hold of you? Like, let's give them your website and your social handles.
I am at Wine Art Life, and my website is penelopepaintings.com. And at Wine Art Life.
Love
and it. I am on Facebook, facebook.com/Penelope.
So check her out, guys. That was awesome. Thank you.
Totally.
And
Thank you.
don't forget to subscribe to theWineSiren.com and check us out on Huffington Post. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good.
Love that sound.
Right.
Cha-ching.